Today, on the Vince Everett Ellison Show, Donald Trump is about to beat Joe Biden in this election, and he's going to do it with the black vote. Yeah, we're going to talk about that today. So I want you guys to subscribe, like, and share, because you know they're going to try to block me, but we're not going to let them. You do that, they don't have a chance. So we're going to talk about Donald Trump beating Biden with the black vote today on the Vince Everett Ellison Show. All right, let's get this thing started. There is panic at the DNC. Why, you say? Well, they woke up last week and looked at the newspaper, and Fox News had a poll. The Washington Post even said it was true. It says 26% of black voters are going to vote for guess who? Donald John Trump. For you that don't understand how big that is, understand this. In 2020, Trump got about 8% of the black vote. Now he's up to 26%. People, that's about a 350% increase. That is enough to destroy the Democratic Party in perpetuity. They are asking down at the DNC, how the heck did this happen? Let me tell you, it wasn't nothing that the RNC did, the Republican National Committee, or the Republicans, or the GOP. Believe me, they are just completely out of it. They don't know how to deal with the black community. So how did Donald Trump almost over triple his amount of the black vote in less than 4 years? I'm going to tell you how. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and the Democratic Party basically stood up in Manhattan and on Pennsylvania Avenue and on nationwide TV, pulled down their pants and showed their naked behinds to all of Christian America. Just showed their behinds to the black people, Christian America, tell them, yeah, y'all go to hell, we don't think y'all nothing, y'all gonna vote for us, shut up. And they took it just a little bit too far. Oh my goodness. This past Sunday on Easter, Kamala and Biden and the Democrats decided to have Transgender Visibility Day, a Transgender Day of Visibility. Used to have crosses up everywhere. Now they had the rainbow colors up all over the place. Gonna do it on Easter. What? On Easter? You talking about a middle finger to the church? Last week, Kamala Harris was first presidential or vice presidential candidate to visit an abortion clinic. It ain't enough to hear about killing babies. She want to come see you kill the babies. Show me where you kill the babies at. I want to see it. Give me the scalpel. I want to help you cut one up. I don't want to hear about the babies dead. I want to see the babies dead. And brought the cameras with her. I want y'all to see me seeing the babies get killed. That's Kamala Harris. And Joe Biden sitting back there looking like a decrepit old man clapping while she's doing it. Man, you talking about evil. Good God Almighty. These people are evil. And then what does he do? To show you how much contempt he has for you, he hires Pete Buttigieg as transportation secretary. Who is Pete Buttigieg? Pete is married to another man. Really married to another dude. That's another middle finger to the church. Yeah, I know y'all don't believe in gay marriage, but guess what I did? I hired a dude in your face that's married to a guy. Then he hires this weirdo by the name of Rachel Levine as assistant to the Health and Human, I'm the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Guy walks around in a dress with a wig on. Talking about he a woman. Went to the job interview with a dress and high heels on. And he ain't like somebody that you can mistake for a woman. He looks like a man in a dress. And everybody around him got to pretend like he a woman. And everybody know he a man. Making everybody around him lie. So you got to walk, because you got to call him Rachel and call him a woman, or he going to get mad at you and have an attitude and get you fired. Then they hired this other crazy dude by the name of Sam Brinton. He works for the energy department. This guy got a bald head, wear red lipstick, got a mustache, and he walking around with red pumps on in a dress. Y'all think I'm lying, don't you? I dare you to look him up. Look up Sam Brinton, look up Rachel Levine, look up Pete Buttigieg. And then they got this little black girl by the name of Jean-Pierre. She gets a job as White House spokesman. First thing she says is, I'm the first female black lesbian immigrant to have the job. She had to put in there that she was a lesbian. He wanted everybody to know how she got down for some reason. She had to let everybody know. And you just said, why come you can't just keep your business to yourself? You know what? Most people agree. You can do whatever you want to do in your bedroom with a consenting adult. Just don't tell my children about it. Don't nobody want to hear about how you getting down. It used to be a time in polite company where we understood that. You don't walk around people telling them what you do in your bedroom. You don't walk around telling them how much money you got, how many jokers you done shot. Now that's all they talk about. This is why I call the Democratic Party a party of perverts, liars, psychopaths, and anti-Christian bigots. They have chosen which side they're on. And black people have seen it. They can't hide from it no more. That's it. They've seen these crazy people stand before you and say that you should allow men to participate in sporting events with your daughter. Now, you know what? I can't wait till I want to join the WNBA. Oh, man, that's going to be so much fun. Oh, when one gets into major college basketball, because women's college basketball now is amazing. I mean, it's freaking amazing to watch those girls play. It's amazing. They are awesome. That Caitlin Collins, oh, she's amazing. Finally, they've come into their own. Women's soccer, amazing. Talk about they want to be equal to the men. They're better than the men. They should be getting paid more than the men. That's how good they are. You wait till one break into that. And they start, with the little swimming teams and the little track teams and all that kind of stuff in high school. Yeah, I want to see Shaq get into the WNBA and put a wig on. I want to see that one. I want to see that last dude that get cut from every NBA team put on a wig and join the WNBA and see what they say then. But this is what they've done, y'all. These jokers have stood up in the cold light of day and looked you in the eye and said that we are going to let grown men go into the bathrooms with your wives and your daughters, and man, you better not say anything about it. Now listen, men ain't too much concerned about a woman coming into the bathroom with them. They're going to look at her and say, you can't hurt us. But a grown man going into the bathroom with your wife and your daughter? Man, where's your manhood? The first thing you're supposed to do with your wife and your children is love them. The second thing is protect them. These two things happen before you even provide for them. And when you got a demented man in a dress walking to the bathroom with your wife and your daughter, you're supposed to have some manhood come out of you and say, not today, bro. Not today. And any politician that don't see that, you're supposed to run him out of office. In our Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson talked about some things that were called self-evident truths. Self-evident truths. What did he say? We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. A self-evident truth is a truth that I shouldn't have to explain to you. That's the sun. That's the sun. That's a tree. That's a tree. That's how we all get along. We understand these self-evident truths. But then you're going to come up to some idiot one day and say, hey, man, that's the sun. No, that ain't the sun. That's the moon. You're supposed to look at him and say, you don't have good sense. I'm not going to argue with you. Because my dad told me, if a wise man is seen arguing with a fool, you don't know which is which. That's the tree. No, that's the car. You have to understand there's something wrong with this person. This is where we are right here. Abraham Lincoln was doing a speech, talking to a jury when he was an old country lawyer. And he asked the jury a question. He said, if you have a dog and you count the dog's tail as a leg, how many legs does a dog have? The jury said 5. Lincoln said no. He still has 4 legs. Because just because you call the tail a leg doesn't make it a leg. It's still a tail. See how smart that old country boy was? It's self-evident truth. A tail is not a leg. A tail is a tail. A man has XY chromosomes, a woman has an XX chromosome. That's it, point blank, end of story. Our Constitution says we have the freedom of religion. Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion, nor prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Nor prohibiting the free exercise thereof. When George Washington took the oath of office, he laid on his hand. He put his hand on the Bible and said, so help me God. He had a Bible there, y'all. Now, how can the founding fathers say that there's no religion in government when they had a Bible at the swearing in of the first president? Had to put his hand on it. And then he said, so help me God. And you people buy it. You fall for it. Why? Because many of you will give them your whole freedom if they keep their promise to make you equal to them. See, that's how they get you. They make you these promises. It's a great story I heard. Let's watch the movie Shaka Zulu years ago when I was a boy. And the Europeans had promised Shaka that if he helped them, that they could give him what he wanted most. And Shaka said he wanted to live forever. He wanted to be immortal. And the Europeans promised Shaka they could give him that. So they would dye his hair and make him think that they were keeping that promise. And one day Shaka finally figured out they had been lying to him. And Shaka was angry. So he called the European man into his tent. He was a general, I think. And he asked him, he gave him a riddle. He said, how do you catch a monkey? The general said, I don't know. He said, you take something real shiny and you put it into a log and the monkey will see it. Put in a hole, small hole in the log where the monkey will have to put his hand in and grab it and make a fist. And he said that when the monkey goes in to grab it and make a fist, he won't be able to pull his hand out. And the monkey's greed will get the best of him. And while he's holding on to that shiny thing, even when the monkey catchers come up to take him, he will not let it go. He'll let himself be captured because he's still trying to hold on to that shiny object. And that's what the Democrats have done to many of you, especially black Americans. They've given you a shiny object. They're giving it to the LGBTQ community, a shiny object. What is that shiny object? I can force the people that don't like you to like you. I can force them to include you. Just like the transgender visibility, I can force them to see you. And you say, yeah. You hold on to that shiny object. And then when they capture you and take away all your rights, you still won't let it go. Holding on to it. Black folks still holding on to that 40 acres in the mule and them reparations, huh? 160 years, holding on to it. Still hollering about reparations. Equality. I want to be equal to whom? Who you want me equal to? You know who you want to be equal to. Same thing the serpent told Eve. He said, God don't want you eating from that tree because he knows that as soon as you eat from it, you'll be like him. God. Understanding good and evil. And that's what Eve wanted. She wanted to be like God. He gave her that shiny object. Y'all, he's doing that to y'all. The Democrats are doing that to you guys. And now enough black people have finally figured it out You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. And it's coming back out. It's coming up on Jersey Joe. Yeah, they done got away with it for 200 years, and Joe Biden has done what no Democrat has ever been able to do. This guy has been such a bad president that he's finally going to get black people to leave the Democrat Party. It's nothing the GOP did. It's almost like, you in this abusive relationship, ain't nobody got to take you from that dude. He just keep beating the hell out of you and slapping you around and treating you like a dog. Finally, you're going to say, man, if I have to just walk away with nothing but the shirt on my back, I'm getting the heck out of it. Like Tina Turner left Ike. The black community is Tina Turner running from Ike Turner right now, and the Democratic Party is Ike Turner. You just grabbed your stuff and you're running and you don't care, just get away. I got to get the heck out of here. Look out though, because Ike gonna keep coming for you. The Ike Turner Democrats coming, player. Be prepared for them because they ain't stopping. You belong to them. They'll burn this country down before they let you go. So get ready to defend your new position, unlike your relatives did back in the day. Some of them did. Too many of them didn't. They allowed themselves to be recaptured and put back on the Democrat Party plantation. Once you escape this time, you better get ready to fight and stay off because they're coming to get you back and you're going to be punished. Oh, yeah, you have to earn your freedom. You're going to have to earn it. Abraham Lincoln, again, was this awesome statesman, this awesome politician. There was a speech that made Abraham Lincoln a legend. It's called the Cooper Union speech. And Lincoln was telling these people, and he was explaining to them why he believed that he was right about slavery and why it should not be spread. But he was also defending his statements that he had made previously to the South. And the South had accused him of being an insurrectionist, telling Lincoln and the Republicans, you guys are trying to start an insurrection between our slaves and us. And Lincoln said something pretty interesting. It'll get you. This speech was made in 1858. This is a speech that made Lincoln, got him the Republican nomination for president. Everybody fell in love with Lincoln after this speech. But Lincoln gave insight into how the United States of America kind of saw black people and the black slave during that time. It reminds me of even today. This is what Lincoln said, trying to explain to people they were not insurrectionists and why they weren't insurrectionists. This is Lincoln. He said, much is said by Southern people about the affection of slaves for their masters and their mistresses. And part of it, at least, is true. Now he says this, a plot for an uprising could scarcely be devised and communicated to 20 individuals before one of them to save the life of a favorite master or mistress would divulge it. Lincoln said we couldn't get a slave insurrection started up in the South because some slave would go and tell one of his favorite masters or mistresses about it and destroy the whole plot. But he started that statement off by saying, much is said by Southern people about the affection of slaves for their masters and mistresses. Lord have mercy. Much is said by Southern people about the affection of slaves and their masters for their masters and mistresses. And those masters and mistresses there were all Democrats. And you still have this love and this affection for your masters and your mistresses. Oh, but some are waking up. Donald Trump, if he gets 26% of the black vote, The Democratic Party is doomed. And they should be doomed. This is a party that wants to castrate little boys and call them little girls. Give double mastectomies to little girls and call them little boys. They've opened up that border and allowed over 8 million illegals to come to this country. And guess where they're going? And this is another reason why black folks turn on the Democrats. They send them straight to their communities. Black folks waiting up illegals, sleeping on the lawn. Took over the schools, fighting in the streets, shooting folks, stealing stuff. And they're like, what the heck's going on here, man? And then they realized that the black mayor or the Democrat mayor where they live made the city a sanctuary city. What does that mean? If you come up here, we'll give you free food, free clothing, free shelter, free medical care, everything you want. Just come on up here. And you got a brother up there. And then if they break the law, they won't even put them in jail. Taquayshawn can get a gum speeding ticket and they'll take his driving license and put him in jail for 3 years. Illegal can drive around, stealing stuff, slapping folks, kicking in doors. Won't even take him downtown. Had him on TV beating the hell out of a cop up in New York City. All of them left. Don't you know where they at now? And you got black folks looking at us saying, George Floyd got shot, Trayvon Martin got shot, everybody else got shot. Now the nephew in jail because he didn't pay his child support. Sam in jail because he's caught driving out driver's license. So-and-so was in jail because he just was selling some cigarettes on the side of the street. And I got an illegal here that can basically drive his car through a convenience store and won't nobody arrested. And you know why? Because they said, y'all gonna vote for us anyway. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? That's the Democrat Party talking to black folks. What you gonna do? Well, I think now some are waking up. And you're showing them what you gonna do. Y'all, you know what? They took the Bible out of our schools. The Bible. And put pornography in the libraries. The child can't check out the Bible. Oh, but they can check out porn. And it ain't just regular old porn. This is like homosexual, deviant, nasty porn. This is porn that tells children that you can have two mommies, you can have two daddies. Let me show you how to, if you're a boy, let me show you how to get down with a man. If you're a girl, let me show you how to get down with a girl. Yeah, this type of porn. Letting children, 6, 7, 8. And then when you say, I don't want my child to see that, oh, you talking about banning books. You like the Nazis, you book burning. You see how to use the phrasing? Nobody banning books, but we have to understand there's some things that children aren't supposed to see. And these people are too far gone to understand that. Again, we go back to self-evident truths. I got to say and explain to you that a 6-year-old child shouldn't be reading this. If you can't censor children, they should be able to read what they want to read. You are crazy. And now y'all finally figuring it out. Bringing drag queens in the school. Say God cannot be mentioned here. You can't bring a guy acting like Jesus in the school and let him do a play. Oh, no. If you have Easter and you want to do the Passion Play, they'll run you out of there. Or if you want to have Christmas and have little Jesus in the manger being born, they'll call the police on you, have you arrested. But you can bring some perverted man in a dress with a leotard on and have him dance and shake his behind in your children's faces. And the Democrats say, let's go. Let's do it. First thing Democrats did when black men became free was they took their guns away so they couldn't defend themselves. Now you got black preachers, black politicians, black civil rights workers telling you to give your gun up. You've heard me say it once, I say it again. Ain't but two things allow themselves to be disarmed. And that's a slave and a pet. And I'm neither. So now again, the question, what are you going to do? 26% of Americans right now say they're going to do it. They're going to finally punish the DNC for their disrespect, for their disloyalty, for their hatred, for their envy, for their covetousness, for being anti-Christian, for being anti-family, for telling their children for the last 20 years that you're nothing, that you're black, that your country hates you. Give up. Fight to be equal to something or someone else. Don't worry about how God views you. Worry about how man views you. Make us your God. Yeah, you're going to get punished for running God after school and destroying our neighborhoods and aborting half of our children. Over 65%, over 65 million children have been aborted since Roe v. Wade because Democrats allow it. Over half of the black children have been aborted since that time. Yeah, you're getting ready to pay for it. You're getting ready to fall. And the most beautiful thing about it is that as flawed as Donald Trump is, if he wins, he'll win because black people voted him in. And you will lose, Democrats, because black people voted you out. And will be black Christians that did it. The pendulum is about to swing back. And you're going to feel the slap of a strong Christian community. I want y'all to go to my website, VinceELlison.com. That's VinceELlison.com. I want you to look up my documentary, Will You Go to Hell For Me? Look at my books, Iron Triangle, 25 Lies, and Crime Inc. They'll educate you on the things I'm talking about today. They'll help you explain your point of view to your friends, to your neighbors, and to your friends. I am here to wake you up. I hope I did some good for you today. So join me again next week on the Vince Everett Ellison Show.